For real. Say the TV stand for tracks and vocals. You know this is easier than 1, 2, 3. You are now tuned in to Just Whack TV. Just Whack TV.
What's your name?
I go by MJ.
You go by MJ?
Yes, so that's my name that I like to be called.
Alright. Where you from?
Originally from DC.
Oh.
And
man.
I moved down to Atlanta at a very, very tender age because I had to get fed. So, I got to go where the food is. So, Mom said we was leaving. I was out. I didn't have a choice. I'd rather stay. Sorry.
What was it like growing up in D.C.? Many will hear stories about, the mayor. Many will hear stories about the way of life, go-go music. Talk to me about D.C. People who've never been there. What was it like for you growing up?
Well, because I really didn't get to experience it as much as I would have liked to. But for my younger years, while I was there, and then the visits going back and forth, it's just home for me. So it's always just gonna not feel touristy. So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, go here, go here, go there. So, I know to say what was it, Adams Morgan. And, I know, you need to go to the waterfront. They moved where the man was. He used to raise up out of the sand. I thought that was really cool growing up. But he was hot, so you couldn't really play on him. But anyway, they moved him to another area. You got to go see the memorials, and you got to see the monument. You got to see all of those things. And you have to eat mumbo sauce or something. Even if you don't like chicken, you get something else. I don't know. Figure it out. A little vegan patty. I don't know. Bring it with you. It is a concoction of greatness. It's kind of the best comparison I can give it is a sweet and sour, but it still has no taste. No, I'm sorry. Still can't touch. Sweet and sour can't touch it. It's just this great red sauce that just glistens on chicken. And chicken, by the way, when we give it to you in the carry-out, baby, you get a whole wing. You get like the whole situation, not the little drumettes they give you down here. Talking about 10-piece drumette. You get a 10-piece up there, you get a 10-piece, okay? And the fries are always crinkly fries, which I call carry-out fries, because they're always crinkly. Those are the best fries, carry-out fries. I'm sorry, DC is just like, it's just everything, just even the fact that we have our own music aesthetic, which is go-go music. And everybody's not familiar with go-go music, and that's fine. But then again, you are familiar with it. I think A. Marie put it in one of her songs. Wale. There was another guy, I can't remember his name right now, I'm so sorry, but The Wobble. That song, it's got a little go-go flair. There's like a lot of stuff. Fantasia, she absolutely adores it. We all know she's not from there, but thank you, boo. So, you just got to do your research. But go-go music is absolutely its own thing, just like how New Orleans have their own thing called the New Orleans Bounce. Everybody, have down south, they got the crunk music. Everybody has their own, little lane. But y'all can't touch go-go. It is a whole vibe, okay? You just got to go DC. Shit. And take me with you.
When's the last time you've been to D.C.?
Unfortunately, it was this year for my grandfather's passing. We went back home. But it was, bittersweet because it's always great to go home because I get to see family and I love my family. I'm big on family. Family is freaking everything. I love my friends. Shout out to my friends, but they know if you've been my friend, you're really not a friend. You're family now. So I'm just all about family. I'm all about longevity. I'm all about loyalty. I'm all about togetherness. I'm all about love, but it has to be given back to you. Or I'm not going to give it much longer. I ain't gonna do it.
What was it like growing up with your family? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have I have 4 sisters from my mom that actually came from her. But I have 6 sisters in total in my life. And for brothers, my mother didn't have any. boys. She had all girls. So the brothers then again came from the middle gym. So I had first time I remember I did this. I had four brothers. One sister in past. Shout out to King Keon. I miss you forever. Growing up for me, again, was just realizing that family is everything. It comes in so many different ways. Again, I do have siblings that were not birthed from my mother, but they're not step siblings. As you can see, it's hard for me to still say that because I don't call them a stepsister or a stepbrother. Like, I've never introduced them like that. Like, I don't treat them like that. They don't treat me that way. Like, that's my brother. That's my sister. You know, so on and so forth. So for me growing up, my family has just been a great family to have. It's just been nothing but love, no matter what you are and, you know, what you want to do. As long as you're not out here, you know, off in people's heads. You know, we don't support, you know, straight craziness. But at the same time, you know, they give you the room to, you know, do what it is you feel you need to do. And they just stand right there next to you, if not right behind you, giving you a shove and just giving you that encouragement and just supporting you. And I love my family. I would not trade them for the world. I would not be who I am without them. And I love the way I grew up because I'm not shading anybody, knocking anybody's story, but I just don't know what it was like for the lights to not cut on. I don't know what it was like to come home and all your stuff is outside, or you open up the refrigerator and there isn't anything. I just didn't want to eat what we're doing because I want something else, maybe downstream McDonald's. You know, I don't want this peanut butter jelly sandwich. But guess what? There is food in here, you know. So my upbringing, for me, I felt like, you know, it was straight. You know, I didn't know the struggle. But my mom said, of course, she was hurting. But the way, you know, she presented it, she just did whatever she had to do. And I didn't have to see hardships. I didn't. And I'm just thankful for it. I really am. I just feel like I'm blessed. Not a lot of people can say that, you know, and that hurts. I hurt for them because it's like, damn, I don't know what that felt like. I mean, yeah, we had to live with someone once or twice, you know, but it wasn't for a long time because, you know, it was just a quick little moment while maybe mom was waiting for something to go through, or you know what I mean? Like, we up out of here. But we mostly, people stayed with us. She was always helping somebody else out. It bothered me growing up sometimes. I used to be like, oh my God, like, why does she have to do this? Like, why she gotta be so nice? But at the same time, it taught me a lot. It taught me to be selfless and to be a human. You know what I mean? And to be a blessing to other people. She's big on being a blessing. My mom's my rock.
Oh, that's dope, man. Well, what, where in moments with MJ come
See, we're gonna do a long story short. There was a friend I had, shout out to John. We were chilling with him, his brother, and a few other people in his living room, and before MJ, you know, my birth name is Maya. That's where the M and the J come from. My Joe, which you hear the most. Okay. So talking, you know, I make people laugh a lot, whatever. And I don't know, they was just saying how I need to have something, I need to, you know, have some type of show or something, and it should be called like, you know, moments with Maya every time because it's, you know, always a moment. It's not like a long span situation. Like, I'm not a stand up comedian, but when you're around me, you're gonna die laughing for a little bit because you're gonna catch a moment and it's gonna be great. Okay, so that's how moments with it all came. And then once I decided to go by MJ just to make it easier on myself and other people, and when I came to the idea, I need to start doing the show, I just said, bam, I got it. And that was like years ago that name came. So it just kind of always typed it up, filed it in the back, and then pulled it out when I needed it. But thank you, JR.
What were you like in high school? Were you a class clown? Were you most popular? Were you most likely to succeed? Were you what were you in the yearbook? You were in the yearbook. What one were you?
I was in the yearbook. I actually did win a C in superlative. I forgot which one I actually wanted. I think I did want it most likely to succeed is what I did want. And they voted me most talented. I was really shocked. I really was. I was like, me? I didn't go around. I didn't ask. I didn't solicit any votes. I put that on everything. I did not. So it was really just like, wow, this is what people view of me. But in high school, for me, I didn't think I was popular. I was told that later on in years by a really close friend. MJ, you were popular. What? I didn't, just because I spoke to everybody, I spoke to everybody. I spoke to the people that, cool, whatever kids wouldn't speak to, because I didn't consider myself a cool kid, I did a lot of activities. I was on step team, I was on the dance team, I did cheerleading, I did a little bit of track. I did the auxiliary, I played band just for one semester, I didn't get a little A. By the time you're a senior, you get a couple of credits and get a body there. So I just did a lot of stuff. I took art class. I took yearbook, FBLA, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just did stuff. So, I just always was talking to anybody who talked to me. That's just how it works. You just want to talk to me? You want to talk to me? Let's talk. And I just talk. Definitely a class clown, but I did my work.
What would you say was one of the most? What was a position that you played when you were little?
Besides being an older sibling, earlier years was in high school. The second year being on the auxiliary team or drill team, whichever name is more comfortable for you. I was the co-captain. So I had to be a leader. I'm not going to say I was the best leader at the time, because responsibility in me back then, it's like oil and water. I did not really want to be responsible. I was just a really strong dancer. I was, a good example in certain areas, but I wasn't always the best leader. Like, I wouldn't, make sure the girls were stretched, and, I would be more, laughing and goofing, because in my younger years, I was concerned more about being liked. And I didn't do things to be liked, but I just didn't want people to be mad or be upset with me, or, things of that nature. Not everybody, but it seemed to matter to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Seemed to matter.
It seemed to matter. I'm so glad I grew up. It mattered for some reason.
Did you graduate from high school?
I did.
Did you go to college?
I did not.
Why not?
School wasn't really for me. The only school I did want to go to, and I actually did apply, was Jackson State. Shout out to JSU. Shout out to the JSETs, because I wanted to be a JSET. I was going to go to school to major in dance, because dance was kind of all where it started for me when it comes to the arts. My mom put me in, I think it was JBC, was it called, some school back in BC. And, I took tap, ballet, and jazz in that school, and we had a little recital at the end. I used to have the VHS tape. I think Tiana still got it. Tiana didn't get that tape. But I did my thing. I was actually the lead on the tap dance team for the Little Munchies. That was big for me. I knew at that point I was going to make it. I was 5. And I knew at that point I was like, oh, this is it. Because the teacher could have picked anybody. He had a lead. She didn't want to do it. We were sitting in rehearsal. I swear I never forget this damn. I was 5. I'm not even kidding. We were sitting in rehearsal. And she didn't want to do it this day. And he was just like, okay, anybody want to do it? A lot of people raised their hand. And he picked me. He was just like, oh, I was it. They didn't take that role from me, baby. Sweet thing, let me tell you about the world and the way I'm a. No, that was the song from Lil Munchie. Not the white version, no shade, the Wiz, but okay. Moving on. Star.
In high school, you were concerned about being like, was it because of your condition? Let's talk a little bit about it. What?
No, actually, this was not in high school.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that.
I just think it was more so of an immaturity of just, I didn't like when people were upset with me. I didn't like if someone didn't, just wasn't pleased with me in a sense. So I just wanted to, keep people happy. So if that meant not really doing what I was supposed to do in a sense because we over here laughing, joking about this, then that's what that was. So it wasn't really based off of, I'm going to do this so you can like me. They already like me. It was just, I guess, keeping the light. I was Instagram.
You have DaBLOCK.
Yeah. Well, some people don't know, but
some people don't know. What do some people say?
They think that I was burned. Some people think that this is a disease versus a condition. And the kids are always just confused around two shades. So it just depends on the person, but that's pretty much the top ones.
So explain to a lot of some who don't know what it is.
It's just pigmentation condition where you lose some pigmentation. So the pigmentation would be this nice tanned brown that you see. And this would be what they bust you to the white meat show. This is the white meat. This is that one layer of skin right before, the skin peels. So like, you cut yourself shaving or, you scrape. You see that white layer? That's it. So I just lost the pigmentation over my skin. So, kind of see my white meat.
So where does it usually start?
It started for me in the face. I don't know. To be honest with you, I've never really researched it to see like where it starts. And I did a little research as far as like kind of like development. They don't really know much of like how it comes or why it comes. It could be eating, it could be sun, it could be stress. No one else in my family had it. I didn't grow up looking at an uncle or auntie or a cousin like, I wonder if I'm gonna get it. So I'm the only one. Yeah, you get to be so different. I was already light enough. You go and take my pigmentation away. The Lord, he be funny, don't he? He got a sense of humor. I got one too. I guess that's why he gave it to me. He said, she can handle it.
So what has having vitiligo, what has that done for you? What is that? Has that?
It's increased my confidence, to be honest, because I feel more beautiful than what I ever did. I've never not felt beautiful, and it never me not feel beautiful. So it really didn't do anything but make it worse for other people. Because now I feel like a walking piece of art. I feel more different from other people, and I always strive to be different. Just even with my style. Just, a simple way I like to dress sometimes. And it's not like a crazy dress. It's just, I just might not put the jeans and the shirt and the shoes together like how they do, Just the multicolored shirt, you might see pink in that shirt because that's the color you see the most. I see that little bit of green in there. And guess what color I'm going to wear? I'm going to wear that little bit of green. I'm going to pull that out. So that way when you see this, you see something completely different. So I've just always been different. That's a little fashion. But I've always just been different. So this is kind of like stamped it like right.
So okay. So besides being a stylist, you said you were a dancer. You got more into dancing. What have you been doing with that? What has that turned into?
Like it was my first love, so it led me to become a professional background dancer. Where my first gig was actually with Latoya Luckett, former dancer of Destiny's Child. Shout out to you, boo. And I was able to dance with her for quite a while. And then I danced with Sammy as well, who's an independent male artist. He's been out since the late 90s. So he was always doing this thing. Shout out to you, Sam. And then I stopped for a little minute, life got real, married, had a kid, whatever. But dance has always been there, so I went back to it. I haven't really dove into it professionally again, as far as like being back on the road as heavy as I was. But I tend to more work with more independent artists now and helping them because I found a new love with independent artists. I used to not pay them any attention because it was like, you're not known. So it's like, I want to hear that song. Not really giving people a chance. I'll be honest about that, because that was like years ago. But as my ears kept growing and growing with music, you listen to one and then it kind of just opens you up to want to listen to more. So I work more so with them and I do choreography with their songs if they want the whole song or if you just want the chorus or if you just want the hook, like whatever you want. And I charge like a la carte. A la carte.
So, what are some of the people that you've worked with?
Independent?
Sure.
I've worked with Breeze the Realist. I've worked with Syria the Goddess. I've worked with, oh goodness. Oh, I don't remember this guy's name. It was years ago. I'm so sorry. It was really cool. I worked with quite a few independent artists just throughout the years. Just even background dancing for them. I've actually background danced for them. Shout out to Champ Jitta. I tried to, work with him once or twice and do a show. We didn't really get to link up, but he be doing his thing all the time.
Who are some of the mentors that you have when it comes to dancing or when it comes to styling?
Yeah, when it comes to dancing, I'm gonna have to shout out one of the greats for me would be Miss Janella. I love her. She put me on as far as being able to background dance. She gave me my opportunity. So without her, I wouldn't even have entered the entertainment world at all. I'm gone as far as I've gone, which is I've even been trying to do a show. So she's definitely a mentor for me. She's definitely my love.
You have any kids?
I have one. I have one son. Call him Peter.
How do
Me and Glenn.
How does he feel about what you do?
I don't really think he has any feelings. As long as he gets to eat, he's just like, what? Mom's good. I'm not, out there doing nothing crazy, so he don't really say much. I'm sure he's proud of me, but, kids, they don't really pay attention to much. It'll be a little later on when he, looks up and be like, okay, Mom, you know what? You might be doing your thing. Right now, he's just like, what's for dinner and dessert? That's DJ. But he loves me.
You recently had a loss of your brother.
I try to use him, to keep going because, I know it's cliche, but, we always say it, this person wouldn't want you to do this, and they wouldn't want you like this, and they want you to keep going. And it is true because he was such a positive person. He was just full of love and light and creativity. Wouldn't want us to just sit around and not do nothing because that would just, it would just disappoint him, because he'd be like, I don't want that for y'all. You know what I mean? I didn't want this happening to turn that into that for y'all when he knows that, he's got so many talented and creative people in his family that can, do things and touch other people. We got to just keep going. So it's just taught me that your faith, your belief in whoever it is tremendous. It's easy to just want to, ball up in the corner and say, forget it. I don't want to do this. But I have to. More interviews. I want to interview people almost all day long. Seriously, like back to back interviews. Like I just want it to be where you damn near sick of seeing MJ on your YouTube feed or on your IG. Like, oh my God, she's got another interview. That's fine if you like that, but I'm more so looking for the ones like, oh my God, she's got another interview. So I just want to keep going. I love meeting creative people. I love meeting new people. And every time I have an interview with someone, I learn more about me and I learn more about the world. and about them. And I just love the energy, and I love what the platform gives. You know, it gives this person the chance to promote themselves in a way they never thought they could. And a lot of times people always tell me after the interviews, that was my first interview. You were the first person. And that makes me feel like amazing, you know, because who knows where that person will go. You know what I'm saying? And they could look back and it was me. I was their first. You know, like that's important for me. Like to give them something, you know what I mean? To open up a door for them. Something they didn't think that they could do, or something they didn't think was possible, or something they didn't think was out there. A lot of people don't know that there's a place that they could go to sit and talk about themselves. Come right over here, Moments with MJ. Catch your moment. And let's let other people know about you and what you got going on. So I just hope for more interviews. Also want to do, you know, red carpet events. I've been booked for lounges. I've been booked for birthdays, a 70th birthday party. My range is really, really wide. So can't put baby in a corner. So you just gotta book me. You just gotta reach out to me, let me know what you're looking for, chop it up with me, and you'll be surprised.
Moments with MJ, this has been dope having you on Just Wax TV, The Block. What would you like to leave people with about MJ? What can people look forward to?
You know what? I'm honestly not really sure what they can look forward to, besides people just look forward to seeing it not stop. That's the best I can do. Because I don't always know what door is open for me, but I know there's going to be a door. So you're not going to see me stop. That's for sure.
Moments with MJ, thank you. Give out your social media information.
My social media handle, I have a Facebook like page. It's Moments with MJ. YouTube channel, Moments with MJ. Twitter, Moments with MJ. Instagram, guess what? Moments with MJ. You gonna find me, okay? I tried to make it as simple as possible. More personal page is Major Ray. That's my name. That's me.
MJ, thank you so much for being on Just Wax TV, The Block.
Hey everybody, it's Major Ray, better known as MJ, and if you don't know me, now you do. Y'all make sure y'all check out my interview, because I was on Just Swag TV, The Block, okay? That's where it all goes down, all the information, everything you want to know and you don't want to know. Follow me on Instagram, Moments with MJ, so you can get your moment with me as well.
Sweet as swag, 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 swag. Yeah. Just Swag TV.